Alright. If you had one like 18, I'm kind of skipping around here. Could you multiply that out?
Wouldn't it
You
be
probably already know the
5 minus
rule. Pardon?
3? Wouldn't that be 5, just 5 minus 3? No?
Because it's really, and that's what, and what you just said is what most students would say. Because you think, well, I'll just square the 5 and
Because
square
there's
the.
not a plus on the other side. That's why you're doing the minus.
Well, really, it looks like this.
If it was the plus, if it was times the plus, then it would work out, wouldn't it?
No, not anytime. There's a little rule that kind of says you can square the front and you square the back, but you multiply inside and double it.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of talked about in chapter 6 and chapter 5. But if you multiplied it out, granted you're going to have 5 minus the square root of 15 minus the square root of 15 minus 3. So we'd have 8 minus 2 square root of 15. So you have that middle term.
Wouldn't it be 2 minus 2 squared root of 15? 5 minus 3?
Yes. Thank you. Sorry. 5 minus 3 would be 2. Yes. And then the square root, you would have negative 2 square root of 5.
Okay.
But what you said is what most students would think. But I think sometimes it's safer to go ahead and just write it out twice. So then maybe you wouldn't, you say, okay, now it does have a middle term.
Yeah.
All right. And I think that does it for chapter 8, really. Let's see. 7, 8. Alright, so let's move on to 7. In chapter 7, like you say, that was you really had to know chapter 6 very well.
Mm-hmm.
And know how to factor, because it was not an easy chapter. But are you okay with the multiplication and division? Because that you were just factoring. With multiplication or division, you got to remember to flip, right? Okay. But finding the common denominator, I think maybe was probably. Do you want to do a division or?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do one.
Okay. How about like number 5? We got x squared minus 49 over x plus 1. X plus 7 over x squared minus 1.
So we go ahead and take the x squareds and factor them out.
So I would have x minus 7, x plus 7. And then here, I'm going to have to flip that, so I'm already right. So when I flip it,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
x
have
minus 1, x plus 1.
x plus 1 over x plus 7. And then we can cancel it out. You got an x plus 1 and x plus 1, x plus 7, x plus 7.
So it leaves x minus 7 and x minus 1.
Very good. Okay. So that's one thing you just got to remember with the division.
And multiplication is just go straight across.
Just go straight across. Once you factor this, and if that was a multiplication, you just start canceling.
Okay.
But adding and subtraction is a whole different ballgame. Let's look at, say, number 9. If I go too fast, just tell me to slow down. If you seem to be here, keep it up.
You're fine.
X squared minus 9
equals 4 over 4x minus 12.
Okay. So how would we find,
We need to go ahead and break the x squared down, right?
we got x minus 3 and x plus 3. And over here we have 4 times x minus 3. So what would my common denominator be? I kind of like to write it. It'd be x minus 3.
And don't you have to multiply?
X plus 3. And so would this be my common denominator? 4x minus 3, x plus
You
3?
have to have the same thing on both sides.
Right. Okay, so we've got our x minus 3, we've got our x plus 3, so I need a 4 on this side.
Over 4, right? Because the x minus 3 and the x plus 3 cancel out.
Right. So I just have 4 over 4. Okay? And over here I need x plus 3s and x plus 3s, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? So then I'm just going to work in my numerator until I get it down, and then we'll put it back over the denominator. One of the things with rational expressions, when we don't have an equals mark, you've got to remember to put it back over the common denominator. So we have 4x plus 4 times x plus 3, which would give me 4x plus 4x plus 12, which would be 8x plus 12. That's my numerator, right? Simplified.
Yes, ma'am.
And now if we put it back over, well, we can take out a 4. We'll do that. So we can go ahead and do that. Let's do that first. So if we take out a 4, we have x plus 3. 2x plus 3. And then we would have 4 over x minus 3, x plus 3. And our 4's can cancel. And my final answer should be 2x plus 3 over x minus 3, x plus 3.
Okay, so if I don't do it that way, because that way seems to take forever,
How did you do it?
whenever I did it, I multiplied, because when you do x minus 3 and x plus 3 times x minus 3 and x plus 3, don't those two cancel out?
They
When you
do.
Multiply, okay, so that would leave you with 4. So that gives you 4x over 4, right?
What you're doing is what, in the next section, after we added and subtracted, the next section we solved. But see, we don't have an equals mark.
Okay.
There's a difference. Because in 7.3 and 7.4, we just added and subtracted. And then in 7.3, we added and subtracted. So this was, I don't know of another way you could have done it.
Maybe that's why I got so many wrong.
Okay, because I'll show you this one, and you have to put it back over the common denominator. But then when we have an equals mark in there, we multiply through by the common denominator and get rid of it. Maybe that's the difference there. Okay?
Okay.
So, this is the only way I know how to do that. And I see what you're saying, and what you're saying is true, but it doesn't go away.
Okay.
Okay. Not when you don't have an equals mark. We have to have an equals mark to be able to multiply through by a common denominator and it to go away. Okay? Alright. So, you going to try another one of those?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do another
Yeah,
one.
let's do number 10. Okay? You want to try? Are you already finished?
Oh no, I just broke it down to the second part.
I thought, Lord have mercy. That's great. So you got x minus 2 and x plus 1, right?